Hey guys, welcome to this little CCB video blog. Now I'm here at Walmart. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Walmart, it's right there, and I'm going to tell you what I would buy at Walmart to start bass fishing. Now hopefully I get to do this because a lot of times they're a little bit anal about people filming, but I have this little camera, not my, not a big one, so I can get away with it. Alright guys, I made it here to the fishing section. This Walmart here doesn't have a very big selection. I figure while I'm here, the first thing we should start with is a rod. And you know this rod, I've done a review on it. That's not the right one. Whoa, I'm having issues. Sorry, a little bit of issue of getting that down, but this is the rod, the Excursion, 6.6 medium heavy action. It's got the shorter grip, and I keep slapping things. I gotta come out here with it. It's got the smaller cork grip. Yes, it's a bait caster. If you start bass fishing, start with a bait caster. A lot of people start with a spinning reel and then they get frustrated and can't learn on a bait caster. So start with a bait caster right away. That's the first thing I'm gonna suggest. You see this, I use it in my videos, really good. It's only $18.95. Yep, still $18.95. Excursion by Shakespeare. They have them at all the Walmarts, they have tons of them here. But get the 6.5 medium heavy. That's the rod I would buy to start. Okay, so we got the rod choice, Shakespeare Excursion, $18.95. And then we go to reels. But this Walmart, and probably most Walmarts, I would suggest not getting a reel at a Walmart. Because as you can see, the only one they have here is the Black Max. And you know how I feel about the Black Max. Piece of crap. So don't buy that. One thing I would suggest you buy somewhere else, and get an aluminum frame, and probably at least 6 or 7 bearings. Probably spend around $100. $80. It's aluminum framed bait caster. I have the Aura SX Abu Garcia, that's $100. It's great. There's some Bass Pro Shop, the Pro Qualifier, it's $100. Great. Yeah, one thing, at least in this Walmart, if you see these, do not buy them. Alright, so we got you hooked up with a rod and a suggestion for a reel, but not a reel to buy here. And then we move over to line. And you can see there's a lot of line. A lot of different line. All these different kinds, 898, 8.4, whatever. Well, I usually use Ren Original or Trilene. Oh, they have the Trilene XL, but the Trilene XT. But for starters, and something you should get is right down here, the Trilene Big Game. Either get that Trilene Big Game or the Stren High Impact. Now, either one of these, the Stren High Impact, it's a very strong. It's a little bit limper than the XT. Oh, and I always get it in the mean green, not the clear. And as far as the weight line to start out, actually they don't have any here. They don't have any in that. Another thing is sometimes they don't have the selection. See, I don't even see any here, guys. I don't see any here anywhere. Oh well, I don't have it here. But anyway, start out with 12-pound line. It's the best all-around line for you. And that's what I use pretty much all the time, unless I go flipping or something, then I jump it up. Yeah, 12-pound line. Trilene. Always seems to happen when I'm in here filming. Somebody gets on the loudspeaker. Yeah, that's the line. 12-pound, either the Trilene Big Game or the Stren High Impact. Okay, so we got you a rod, got you a suggestion for a reel, and we got you the line. So this is like a starter kit for starting to bass fish that I would buy at Walmart. So we got that, and then what we're gonna do is move down here. Again, they don't have a huge selection of baits, but I'd show you what I'd buy to start bass fishing. All right guys, I'm over here at the bait section now. And I'm gonna start out here in the plastic section. I said this place doesn't have a really big selection, but if I was at a Walmart with this little of selection and I wanted to start bass fishing, these are the plastics I'd have to get. First off would be a brush hog. Now, I only have the brush hog, and it's a 6-inch, pretty sure. It's standard, the baby brush hog, 6-inch. I would start out with one of these. They only have watermelon pepper, but I would start out with green pumpkin. That'd be my first pick. One of the reasons is because you can fish it on its own, you can flip it, but you can actually use it as a jig trailer. And they don't really have any other jig trailers I would pick here. But they'll always have brush hogs, so that would be the first pick. But not in watermelon seed, in green pumpkin. And then down here would be a standard fluke, super fluke in white. Here they have a few other colors. They actually have another color in that. But the most standard and the one I use, and the one I would suggest to start out, it's just a straight white. Or if they have them, there's ones that are, I guess they don't have them in the bigger size. This is the swimsuit junior, but maybe something white with a little bit of flake on it. It's the only color. Just like with the brush hog, the only color would be just green pumpkin. Okay, so those are the first two plastics I would get to start. You move over here to the stick worm. They actually have Senkos, and they have striped kings, and they have some yums. I would just go with the straight actual Senko to start, and green pumpkin. Green pumpkin, that's what I would start with. Green pumpkin pepper, just that color, and black and blue. That's it, black and blue and green pumpkin. Don't worry about the million other colors to start, and a lot of the pros that I fish behind, especially the Delta and Clear Lake Nut, say who needs something more than black and blue and a Senko? It's black and blue and green pumpkin. And of course they do carry robo worms. They have the 4.5, which is popular, and at the 6. You can start with either, but here they only have the 6, but it's only 2 colors you need in the robo worm. The Morning Dawn, the 6-inch Morning Dawn, and they only have it in the fat down here, but Margarita and Mutilator. Those are the only 2 colors to start bass fishing. Margarita Mutilator and Morning Dawn. One's kind of light, one's kind of dark, but the most popular colors. Oh, and I forgot to mention in the Senko, in the Senkos, it's a 5 1/4, or it's a 5-inch Senko. Sorry, I forgot to mention that, but the 5-inch Senko. Now there's a lot of soft plastics here. I mean, there's the swim baits and a lot of other style of swim baits and all that. But as far as plastics start out with, that's pretty much it. There's a lot there, but this is to start. You just need a few things. Then you can start adding later. Okay, so we're done with the soft plastics. Now I'm over here to, we got spinner baits. And I am going to suggest a spinner bait. You can see there's a lot of them here. But what I suggest would be a 3/8 double spin. If you want to get 2, get one in white and get one in chartreuse. But if you just want one all around one, just get the combination. Just get the white and chartreuse. I actually know a pro, and when he throws spinner bait, all he ever throws is chartreuse. Chartreuse and white, they've been around the longest. I said there's a lot of different colors. There's sexy shad, there's black, there's bluegill, there's white and red and all that. No, I would just start out with a chartreuse and white mix. Or get one that's all chartreuse and one that's all white. And 3/8. That's the color. That's the way to get started. I have them in ½ ounce, I have them in quarter, that one else, but 3/8 spinner bait. I wasn't going to say that you had to get a chatterbait to start out, but if you do want to get one, again, I would suggest 3/8, and it's a Siemens original, it's a 3/8. Just something in white, or it's like white and silver. Just a basic. I wasn't going to put it in there, but I mean, feel like you have to have one. Just a 3/8 in a white. As I said, there's all kinds of fancy colors and everything else, but start out, just get the white. And the other thing would be a jig. And with the jigs, I would say 1/4 ounce. I know a lot of people like to throw 3/8 and ½ ounce and that. Start out, I think 3/4 is fine. And you pretty much only need one to start bass fishing. And that's one that kind of looks like a crawdad, green pumpkin, or this one's sort of a green pumpkin. It's got a little, it's actually like a green pumpkin magic with a little bit of amber. I'm sure you can see that. But not black and blue, and not like all the million other colors that jigs come in. Just something that's sort of a green pumpkin or a crawdad. And like I said, the brush hog, you can use the brush hog as a trailer on this. You just bite it off and use the back end of it. They don't really have any good trailers here, any like craw trailers or beaver style. They might in probably a lot of the Walmarts, but they don't here. So you might have a smaller Walmart, but yeah, that's what you can use the brush hog for. You can fish it on its own, and I'll get to terminal tackle later. But you can put it as a trailer on a jig. They work really good as a trailer on a jig if you cut them off. And like I said, 1/4 ounce to start, and just crawdad color, or green pumpkin, or something with a green pumpkin mix. Now we're going to move on to, actually, while I'm here, I wouldn't suggest when you first start out to start throwing a frog, because you might get a lot of blowups, and you might get frustrated. If you need to get one, just get white. This is a snag proof. They have the KVD ones and some of the other ones here, but it's the only one. But as far as the color, don't mess with all the other colors in that for starting out. Just get white. I don't throw frogs much, but I do throw toads, and my best success has been on just straight white. If you want to get a frog, throw it in there. Just get plain white. And I don't know, Snag Proof is supposedly pretty good. They have the KVDs, but they don't have it in white, but a white frog. Alright, now to move on to the hard baits. Now I will start first with the hard bait with a topwater. Now, they do have the standard, the Hayden's. They're a spook in that. Well, that's the chug and plug and the regular one, but I would not start out with the Zara Spook, or they actually have my favorite color ever. If you advance, you get one of these and learn how to walk the dog really good. This is the color to get, the Florida Bass. Yeah, Florida Bass. It's the only color spook you'll ever need. I'm not throwing it. I didn't know they had so many. They have a bunch of these. I might buy one right now. Told you every time I'm in there. Yeah, if you want to get one, but they take a while to learn. So I wouldn't suggest it like when you're first starting out. What I would suggest is just the little Rebel silver and black popper. One of these. Simply just throw it out, you give it little pops, you just pop it and let it sit. It's an old school bait, but spook takes a little while to get going, or walking the dog in that. But one of these just black and silver Rebels. These are like the original topwater bait. So as far as topwater, this is what I'm suggesting. A Rebel popper. And this is the right size. I don't know what size this is. Doesn't really say. Yeah, that size. The smaller one. Yeah, they have hula poppers, they have some other stuff up here, but it's pretty much what I'm suggesting. If you do move up to a spook, get that Florida Bass. You don't have to get any other color. That one works. I've been fishing that thing for like 20 years. That thing works. Alright, now I'm going to move on to some of the underwater hard baits. First one I suggest is this, the Cotton Cordell Spot. You can either get the Spot or you can get the Rattle Trap, but chrome and blue. That's it. That's pretty much to start with. Chrome and blue, and they have some fancier ones, but this is actually a Rattle Trap. And these are half ounce, pretty sure. Half ounce, but the crawdad, the red and black. So, I mean, you can either get the Cordell Spot in the chrome and blue, or you can get the Rattle Trap in the chrome and blue. But that's it. Like I said, they come in all different kind of colors and everything, guys. All different kind of colors. The only colors I would get that will probably catch you more fish than when you do start getting all the other colors is chrome and blue and the red and black, or you can get the one that's more orangish, but something that's either orange or red in the Rattle Trap. You can get the Cordell Spot. I fished this first before Rattle Trap in the chrome and blue and did really good on it. But I've done really good on the Rattle Trap and the crawdad. So yeah, those two things right there. Okay, so we're actually getting down there, guys. There's not much more I would suggest to start out for a starter kit for your first little tackle box, but you can probably catch bass in any situation. I don't know if I'm actually going to take the time or have the time to do a summary at the end, so you might have to go back and watch this to remember them all. But I'm going to get to crankbaits. We have a lot of crankbaits here. I mean, we have the Rick Cluns, we have the KVDs. There's some that run shallow, there's some that run deep. Like these are big deep divers. But to start off, I would suggest a square bill. Again, with these, a lot of people would probably want you to start out with chartreuse and black, but the one crankbait to have, square bill, Tennessee shad. I'm telling you, this thing works in all kinds of conditions and all kinds of lake. It mimics. It could look like a shad. It could look like a bluegill. It could, but Tennessee shad. I caught a 9-pounder on one like this that was Tennessee shad. And for years, when I did the high-speed cranking and all that, there was one by Excalibur Bill Dance that was green, kind of clear with a plate in the middle, and it was Tennessee shad. And that thing worked in like every lake I went to. So for one crankbait to have, I can tell you to get ones that dive 8 feet and ones that dive 20 feet and all that. You start, you're probably going to be on shore and a square bill. And you just need the one in Tennessee shad. And I am going to, let's see, the next one, jerkbait. The one I would suggest to start with, probably floating, or I don't know if it's floating or not. Right here, a Husky jerk, one with the 2 hooks. I don't know what size this is. Sometimes they don't tell you. It's actually silver and blue again. The blue on the top. Either, well, silver, well, chrome and blue, or chrome and black. I said Husky jerk. You want one that's floating. I don't know if this is floating depth. It's 3/8. Swimming depth, Husky jerk. I don't know. I think it's floating. Probably want floating to start with, or suspending, not sinking. But it would either be that, because they have that in here, or just a regular Rebel jerkbait. But I don't think they have any here. But chrome and blue or chrome and black, or they actually have one here. These are a little bit bigger of a jerkbait, but the Smithwick, the Rogue. This is actually the Pro Rogue, but the Rogue, and again in silver and black or in silver and blue. Actually, that's kind of it. That's kind of it for actually the hard baits, guys, or the hard baits and the soft plastics. That'll get you started, and that'll probably start catching you a lot of fish. I'm telling you, I've been doing this 40 years, and I know what I started with, and that's what I started catching all the fish on first. And then once you get that down and learn bass, learn how they bite and all that, then you can start expanding to more stuff. Because I'm not a tackle junkie, and I don't want you when you start out as a tackle junkie. So okay, we got that part. Now let's work down here to the terminal tackle. Okay guys, we're down here to the terminal tackle. Terminal tackle is your like hooks and weights and, well, if you need swivels, that sort of stuff. They don't really have the choice I want. For worm hook, I always use Gamakatsu. They don't have them, but they do have the Eagle Claw, the Laser Sharp. Those will do, but at least I can tell you which size to get. Let's see if they have it. All right, right here. Right here, guys. This is the size you need to start out with. The 3/0. 3/0, you can put it in the rubble worm if you want to hook at Texas. You can put it in the brush hog if you want to run at Texas. As far as the fluke, it'll work in the fluke, but with the fluke, oh, they don't have any here. I don't know, for running the fluke, I would suggest a 4. But yeah, that's the first thing I'm going to tell you as far as terminal tackle is, and it's the EUG too, the wider, not the round bend. See, these are the round bend. I would suggest the EUG. The 3/0, like I said, it'll fit in the rubble worms if you want to run them Texas. It'll fit in the brush hogs if you want to run them Texas. It'll work in the fluke. You might want a 4 for the fluke. Next thing would be a drop shot hook, because you can also use the drop shot hook for wacky on the stick worm, the Senkos you got. Nah, they don't have any here. They used to carry them, but they stopped carrying them. I don't know why. But get the number 2 owner mosquito hook. That's all you see me use. I promote it all the time in my shows, but owner number 2 mosquito hook. You can use that for your drop shot, and you can use that in a hook for a wacky weightless Senko. They don't have them here. They used to. I don't know why they got rid of them. And now we'll move to some weights you might need. So you don't have to get an actual drop shot weight in that. What I would get is some of these little split shots, ones that don't open and close, just a complete round one, the BB ones. Get the smallest ones you can. And then I actually get, we have them down here, okay, the bullet weights. Okay, I get them 3/16, and the other weight I would suggest is 1/8. Now the 3/16 I actually use on the drop shot, and what I do with the split shot is you tie your hook, you put your leader, you put the split shot, you put the weight on, and you tie a knot at the end of the line, and you pinch the split shot to it to hold the weight at the bottom. That way if you get snagged, you pull on it, actually the split shot knot comes off and you get your hook back. And probably your bait too. And for the 1/8, that's for, we could use the 3/16. But I would say the 1/8 for fishing either the brush hog or the rubble worm Texas. It's just, I like that better. It's lighter, gives it a little more bounce, a little more movement, a little more finesse-y, a little more natural. So yeah, the 3/16 for drop shot and the 1/8 for hooking either the rubber worms I showed you or the brush hogs Texas, and working them on the bottom. So 1/8 bullet head and 3/16. You can go lighter, they have half, they have 1/16, they have quarter, but I don't know. Pretty much a fan, or at least my style of fishing, is a 1/8 and a 3/16. And you can put a 3/16 in front of it, of the rubble worm or the brush hog too, to run at Texas. I usually use the 3/16 for the drop shot. So yeah, I think that's actually it. That's what I would buy at Walmart to start out bass fishing. Not actually a lot of stuff, guys. You're starting out, you want to keep it simple, you want to learn all that stuff, and then start moving on. Just don't get a whole bunch of crap. Everything that everybody suggests is like big swim baits and all different kind of crankbaits and all that. No, start out simple. Learn those, and then start advancing to new things. So yeah, I guess that's gonna do it, guys. Hope you learned something. Sorry, I keep getting interrupted. People keep walking and staring at me. That's why I hate doing them in here, because I get kind of distracted when people look at me. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Hope you enjoyed it. Please join us for our next video blog. Join us for our shows. We have tips and tricks. We have biology bites, and we go live a lot. Come join us live. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, that's it for this blog, guys. Hope it helps, and catch you next time.